You coming with a message, right? I ain't mean to click on that. Right, he coming with a message, man. Verse 4 says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right? The souls of the just that complain continually. What's that? 2 Ezra 15, 7 and 8. Roughly paraphrasing. So this is the elect, sighing and crying, man, for the abominations being done here. The foolery, the robbery, the iniquity. It's this filthy, man. Let's jump to let's hit this word. Let's grab the word mark here. Instead of mark. Desire, mark. As a sign of exemption from judgment. That's what we wanted. That's what we was looking for. Let's hit the root, the Scrabble, limit, mark, set aside, set a mark, period. Yeah, we hit the point, right? So a mark for exemption. That seal is that mark for exemption. The Lord's name being written in our foreheads. Matter of fact, Salakia. Let's go into the Strongs real quick because it says that. It literally says, here it is in the Strongs. Signature. Right, so the Lord's signature, his name is literally written in the foreheads of the elect. Lord willing, we are those men. Let's grab a quick jab. Psalm 64 and 4 and 3 and 2. Salakia, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. The secret counsel, the secret plans of the wicked. Right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the red man that the Bible speaks of. All right? The physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Verse 3 says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot at their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So they shooting that secret in the perfect. What? They shooting, they're casting us down. Right? They're robbing us, they're murdering us. They're lining us up, they backdooring us. It's perpetual hatred of Esau for Jacob. Let's get this word perfect. And they're doing it in secret. They're doing it behind closed doors because no one knows who the elect are, who the true sons of God are. And two, no one knows who the wicked is. They're being exposed in this present time now. Let's grab that word perfect. Salakia, what was that? Perfect, complete. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, sound, wholesome, ordinary, quiet sort of person. Complete, morally innocent, having integrity. One who is morally and ethically pure. Let's remember that. Let's remember that description. So we got the wicked, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, the red man, shooting at the perfect. Who's the perfect? Let's jump to Genesis 25 and 27 for edification. And the boys grew, Salakia. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, right? Forefather of wickedness, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, our forefather, whose father was Isaac, whose father was Abraham, whom the Lord gave the promises, whose righteousness was counted, whose righteousness was counted, Salakia, whose his loyalty, he obeyed the Lord, and it was counted as righteousness. The law was oral in. All right, let's hit this. Let's hit, Jacob was a plain man. Perfect, complete. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, sound, wholesome, ordinary, quiet sort of person. Complete, morally innocent, having integrity. One who is morally and ethically pure. So here we have the elite. Top, this is their invention. This is their creation here. Here we have is that their tongue is falling on themselves. Proof of who the righteous are, who the wicked are. This is the same definition for perfect. The sons of Jacob are perfect. Right? Pertaining to salvation. That's our final form. Of course, we're not perfect now. For those who like to dissect things, you got to make things plain. Right? In no way, shape, or form are we perfect here. But in the kingdom, that final form, we will be perfect. We won't sin. The sin is going to be, it's null and void. Law in our inward parts. You know the song. All right, let's jump. Let me grab 2nd Esdras 2. This is in the GNT. 2nd Esdras 2. And I'm going to start at verse 33, man. Like I said, lengthy. Sometimes my lessons are going to require some that intention span. All right, so we'll start at verse 33. Ezra on Mount Sinai. Ezra was on Mount Sinai when the Lord ordered me to go to the people of Israel. But when I went to them, they rejected me and refused to listen to what the Lord commanded. This sounds familiar. This was us all through the Old Testament, right? This was us. This is why we are where we are today, man. Feeling lost, rejected, most without purpose. Call Allah Yah Bashim Yah Shai. We've been called, and Lord willing, we have been chosen. Verse 34. That is why I'm speaking to you Gentiles. As you can see that was verse 34. As you can see in the KJV, it says heathen. Right? So let's clear that up. What verse is that? 35, 34. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand. That hear and understand. O ye heathen, that hear and understand. If you not of the elect, that bloodline with the spirit and faith, you're not going to hear and understand. So this Ezra is talking to the Israelite foreigners, the Hellenized Jews, the Israelites that look like the other nations, that talk like the other nations, right? That walk like them. The culture, everything about them, but that bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They got common sense. The wool has been removed when that word was put in front of them. So check Ezra out. You know what I mean? That sounds like Paul to me. Right? Speaking to the Gentiles, Jake that grew up, mom and dad. Jake on Israelite on both sides. Grew up in the law. But rejecting it. But here you got heathen that hear and understand. This thing is so beautiful, man. And the Lord is bringing us back together. All right, so we just had to clear that up. Let's finish going. I'm going to hit the rest of this in the GNT. Continuing in 34, it says, you are ready to listen and understand right here. Wait for your shepherd, who is coming to you very soon at the end of the age, to give you eternal rest. Who's our shepherd? Yahweh Shai. Who's his sheep? The body, the elect. Be ready to receive the blessings of the kingdom, for eternal light will shine on you forever. Flee from the darkness of this present age and accept the joyful splendor prepared for you. I testify publicly for my Savior. The Lord has appointed him, so accept him and be happy. Give thanks to Yahweh, who has called you into his heavenly kingdom. Stand up and see the number of those who have received the Lord's mark, right? That Dawah, that mark of exemption from judgment, protection from Satan, and who share in his banquet. Welcome these people who have kept the law of the Lord, and this will complete the list of those whom Yahweh have assigned to you. The children you long for have returned. Their number is now complete. The elect is being sealed. Once the word reached the four corners of the earth, the elect is going to be sealed. And the elders are already saying that it's, hey, we close. If we not here, Lord willing, we are those men. Right, continuing in 41. So pray, right here. So pray that the Lord's kingdom may come and that your people, whom Yahweh chose before he created the world, may become holy. Right, again, the elect were chosen before he created the world. They partook in the creation. If you can receive it, sons of God, right? The sons of the living power, predestined, preordained. Verse 42, Ezra on Mount Zion. Ezra saw an enormous crowd on Mount Zion, too many people to count. They were all singing and praising the Lord, that new song. Standing in the middle of this crowd was a very tall young man, taller than any of the others. He was placing a crown on the head of each person, but he towered above them all. I was spellbound by the sight, and I asked the angel, "Who are these people, sir?" He replied, "These are the people who have taken off their mortal robes, who have put on their immortal ones. They have confessed their faith in their living power, Yahweh, and now they are being given crowns and palm branches as symbols of their victory. They love not their lives unto death." Who's crowning them? Yahweh Shai. Then I asked the angel, who was the young man putting the crowns on their heads and giving them the palms, the psalms? He is the Son of God, the angel replied, and all these people confessed their faith in him while they lived on earth. Then I began to praise those who stood for the Lord so bravely, so stiffly, as it says in the KJV. Right? Right, 47. He is, right, is 48, Salakia. And the angel said to me, "Go and tell my people what you have seen, the many marvelous wonders of the Lord." Right, so this is the elect. We're willing to be all those men. We're going to partake in that crowning ceremony, right? We dodging death. We're going to conquer it, man. Like Yahweh Shai did. We want to be glorified while while glorifying him. And that's the most important thing, man. Giving the Lord all his honor, praise, and his glory. Right? Giving him was far past due. All right, let's close out with, we're going to close out with Revelation 7 and 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 in all of the tribes of the children of Israel. All right, so with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and uplifting. I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Baharu Hakwadash, the honors, the apostles, and elders, a great millstone of GMS who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the whole four elect. Keep enduring, Akim, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.